Right, because Johnny eventually got back on drugs.
Yeah.
And the wire that he wore was used to convict his father.
Well, no, that's
I said, that's a different
he.
part?
Oh yeah, Johnny was in a form. I found this out in court in Brooklyn, New York, uh, because they try to say that I sold Johnny a gun, and Johnny was wired up with the sheriff's department in Los Angeles against me, trying to get information. I never sold Johnny a gun. Never sold nobody a gun. But they trying to build additional, and that's when it came. My attorney asked, wanted that tape and wanted that gun. Guess what? They could never find it. Sheriff's Department didn't have it. Or they just didn't. They did have a tape. But I'm sure Johnny was an informant. I never trusted Johnny as far as doing anything illegal with. And he would come and say, my father said this, and I'd give bullshit stories to Johnny. Johnny taped me out in Farmingdale at a diner. I was taped. When Johnny got on the witness stand, and the U.S. attorney asked him, who are friends of your father? My name was the very first. I had the court transcript. I could back up on everything I say. He says, Ori Spado has been friends with my father for over 35 years. What's Ori Spado do? Ori Spado done nothing all his life but deal drugs. Mm. And he went on about me. His father's had thousands of friends back in New York, but I'm the first one he brings up. Mm. And then when the prosecuting defense attorney got up and said, you said Mr. Spado never worked a day in his life. Yeah, that's true. What about the 15 years Mr. Spado provided entertainment to the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California? Oh, I forgot about that. What about when Mr. Spado was going to work with Andrea Bocelli? Ori knew Andrea? On a witness stand, he said. I would have loved to meet him. Ori never told me that. But as far as the hit is concerned, Sonny sent this guy I met the first tape conversation, because me and my co-defendant Chris, we listened to our discovery every opportunity we had. There was over 500 tapes, 7 hours each, 3,500 hours of discovery. And Guy Furtado came to California, and he's sitting on my couch. At the same time that a Jamaican boy named Ricky Durant, he was a big dealer, marijuana, cocaine. He got busted. I was lawyering him up. He was in downtown NDC, Los Angeles. His wife came over with 2 Mexicans, who I happen to know. And Ricky had $500,000 on the streets in Brooklyn. And owed it to these 2 Mexicans. And I happen to know the guys in Brooklyn. I called up and they said, Ori, look it, we have 100,000 ready. We're not dodging this. Furtado heard they had the 100. He said, I could have that picked up right now. And he did. He had somebody pick it up. I didn't know who. Later found out it was the FBI. They didn't bust these guys. They took the money. The first 100 grand, Furtado sent something back to me. In the meantime, Furtado is telling these guys, look, we'll get your money, but you got to give us 50 kilos every 2 weeks. Ori is good, and now he's saying he's got me involved in a cocaine deal of 50 kilos. These guys ain't going to give us 50 kilos, so they got their $500,000. Now, Furtado, when he goes back before he goes back to Norway, he said, Sonny said he wants you to introduce me to his son, Johnny. So I called Johnny, thinking I'm introducing these guys But they already knew who the freak each other were. Went to the Ivy restaurant. I'm sitting between the both of them, and they're both wired. So, Furtado's going back to New York. He's talking to Michael Carapano, telling Michael Carapano all the money we're going to make from this big cocaine deal that Ori's putting together. Ori's putting together. There was no cocaine deal. And I was never going to do a cocaine deal. I tried to grab 50 grand from him, telling him I needed money up front. I never got it. Never got the other 400,000. Now, because there's no cocaine deal, he's telling Michael Carapano, Ori's been doing the fucking deal and he's fucking us. Can I say fuck?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ori's fucking us. So now, here's Michael Carapano and we never discussed drugs. I never talked. I never had to report. Sonny was my friend. Sonny's the guy I talked to. Nobody else. And so he's riling up Michael Carapano, and Michael goes to Sonny and says, Sonny, how much I'm fucking him, all this money, and gets permission to whack me. It's on a tape. Which eventually worked out to my benefit.
So there's a tape of Sonny approving a hit on you.
Yes. As there is, where Sonny is saying that he had to go vote and gave approval to whack John Gotti Jr.
Right. And Sonny also, they say, approved a hit on his own son, Johnny, as well as Michael Franzese.
Well, let me tell you something. I only got upset with Sonny for one reason. See, Sonny would call me into New York to come in for dinner. Like he did this morning when he and I talked. When are you coming to see me? When are you coming to see me? And I'm going to tell you something. Sonny sounds like the same guy I met over 40 years ago. I don't have to say, hi, this is Ori. He said, hey, Ori, what are you doing, buddy? He knows who I am by hearing my voice. But I wanted to check things out this morning. So when the nurse answered the phone, see, when you call that nursing home where Sonny's at, you get the receptionist downstairs. You don't have to say, I want to speak to John Franzese. Sonny, please. And they transfer you upstairs. Everybody knows him there. They love him.